But they've set up Saudi Arabia to pick up the Jushin, but then again, are you going to really rush that one instead of the Alpha or the Suyo?
But remember, the Phobies is also still available for both of these teams to pick up, right? We've seen Lyrics pick it up before, we've also seen Nata pick it up before. But it looks like you mentioned, Saudi Arabia, they go for the Jushin. So this time, they're like, Jushin is not happening to us again, okay? We're gonna pick it up for ourselves, and we're gonna show you exactly how much pressure that we went through against Indonesia earlier on. So Uzbekistan now, they have a lot to pick up here. Suyo and Phobias is their answer.
Yeah, they didn't need to rush for mid laner right away, but they're really giving Alpha and Jushin to Saudi Arabia. I'd rather that they get the Alpha for themselves, but understandable. It would not, actually, no, not understandable. That's a struggle for the Phobias and the Suyo going up against the Alpha and the Jushin. I mean, the Jushin is still going to be going up an Assassin, so they'll have to be careful. Single target lockdown would be good. I want to see them consider picking up their rover now. They wanted to go to Tempo, they can go Khalid. Cho might be available for them. I don't mind giving Cho into the full play, going to the Phobias, honestly, but they're going to go with Gata Kacha. I think that might actually be the Roman duo already, and then they go with the Moscow.
Oh, very early Moscow pick. I wonder what the intention is. Is it just comfort coming in?
Yeah, it's there's a lot of high tier gold laners banned, and that's them forcing I was gonna say to make Uzbekistan think about picking up their gold laner now. They're putting the Clint into the Gacha. That's a tough one for a Clint, especially if Saudi Arabia picks up another EXP laner here that can easily access the back line. Tough. It's looking tough right now for Uzbekistan.
I'm gonna tell you now here, Anwar. The last time they played against Guatemala, their draft was Phobias, Suyo, Rumo Yi, Clint, and Angela.
Are they just gonna run it back?
Exactly. Is that the idea?
Maybe. They might have room for it. Angela the Suyo, Angela and the... They're gonna pick up the Low Yi, sure. But I think Saudi Arabia might read into that and just take it out. They go Low Yi, now that you mentioned that lineup, I actually would go Low Yi, but maybe change up the Angela. Because right now with what I'm seeing, the Angela might just experience a little bit too much pressure.
I agree. So now that the Alpha has been banned, KSA, they're gonna have to think about what they want to put in the jungle. Technically, oh no, actually the Nolan is also banned out.
Yeah.
What's the option here? Do they go a different assassin?
I mean, there's only one. For Rafa, it's if she has the Fanny. The Fanny that you've been desperately searching for all throughout IESF Women's especially. So if she has the Fanny in a pool, go ahead and pick it up. But if Uzbekistan really wants to walk away with one of the best matchups possible, don't ban out the Fanny straight up. Make Rafa stick with just either the Hayabusa or the Ling. If you don't have enough info of whether or not Fanny is available for Rafa, play it safe, take out the Haya.
Ling Angela.
Yeah, that would mean Ling Angela would be available for them too, you're right.
I'm curious to see the next ban from Uzbekistan. Alpha banned out, and the Edith. Okay, so both the Fanny and the Ling has actually been left open.
Edith, interesting. I feel like that's a signal that they're going for something a little bit more squishier in the center of the map. They might actually just beef up into going into Angela Loyi yet again.
Unless KSA, they ban that out first. Right?
Just ban one of them. So the chip was overlooked. So, what's it gonna be? I really want to see them pick up something sturdier as a front line. Because if KSA brings up another draft pick that has backline access, I think, yeah, they're just going for the same lineup they played against Guatemala.
Yeah, Atling gets picked up here, so the last one should be
the Loyi.
Yeah,
if we're gonna base it off of what they made earlier.
And what I'm afraid of is that they don't, other than the fact that of course they don't have a proper front line, they only have Phobias at the moment, they also don't have tools to work with.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. If they have it in them, put that Angela in the mid and just pick up another roamer that can help her clear minion waves fast. Have a lot of control.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, probably a Tigreal with a concussive blast.
To help with the clear too.
Yeah, they need that clear.
Oh, there you go!
No, you do get it.
Yes!
So she does have the Fanny in her hero pool. Okay, yeah. No, that's not good news for Uzbekistan. I'm just gonna say that now. There's not a lot of stops. There's no stoppers for the Fanny.
Go Cho.
Stage is a completely different beast. So ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to jump into the land of dance and see if Saudi Arabia, Rafa, can utilize the Fanny to dismantle Uzbekistan in the way that they can play here with their very simple composition, I assume.
I love the way that the panel put it. You know, for the most part, we had that little information on what Uzbekistan did with this lineup, nearly the same, right? But this time around, of course, with the Aurora there, I also am wondering if they're able to stop Rafa here. Rafa had a pretty difficult time on the Hayabusa the last game that we just streamed here, but now the tools are in their favor. You know, even this, looking at Livin, having this Jushin pick really helps build things out for them. And then, of course, you have Pink still in that Gatakacha. So they should have an upper hand, and I think it really, you got to see how they kind of pick things apart because it's great. You have an Angela, right? Yule's got that. You've got some freeze potential. The Frigid Glacier can really help you out. But ultimately, like Eterna said, you are lacking a front line. Your front line is a Phobius with a Heart Guard. Like, that's the majority of it.
Look at that. Taunt just a poke. Fully expect technically in this mid lane. Ooh,
Oh, they're still going to go. I don't think you can get this kill on Pink. Pink's quite low. That's kind of...
it's in the name.
It's in the name. Good thing for Saudi Arabia, no one went down. Great usage of the Revitalize.
Let's see this though, Rafa.
Rafa could be in trouble. Rafa able to get a kill, actually. Able to get that first blood. So now we've seen the Fanny.
There we go.
There it is. Mid lane. Yeah, I think it's still a crowd favorite, yeah?
Definitely
Probably the most.
Yeah, Ling, Fanny, whenever you see that, those two picks, you definitely get excited, right, for all the viewers. It is very, very entertaining, and now it gets really dangerous for Uzbekistan. The fact that Fanny got one kill after clearing the entire camp, Uzbekistan will definitely have to go for the turtle control. No revitalize, so that's a good piece of information they will utilize to take control of this. They just have to be very careful about the cables from Rafa. Get on the purple ball.
Yeah, just gonna get her purple. They might be able to just grab this unless it can be stalled out a little bit. Livin doesn't have the level 4 either, so it looks like objective secure. Kana will get that one with the retribution. So Uzbekistan will get an objective. Not sure if they can get anything further. Rafa looks like she's just going to be focusing on the jungle for now. And that might be part of the plan, you know, because they know information-wise, there's a lot of ultimates missing. I mean, Pink, Livin as well, didn't have it for the fight. And we know this very well. You can give up even the first turtle and still obviously come in for the second one with those ultimates, with those battle spells, like you mentioned earlier, Mirko. You know, that Revitalize even wasn't available for that fight.
And just take a look at this lane, right? The Clint versus the Moskov matchup, Uzbekistan definitely getting the advantage there. This is already a very, very good winning lane, by the way. Like, the Clint absolutely demolishes the Moskov. You're just a laner at this point. You're just a farmer, not a laner. All you need to do is just look for farm, maybe look for ganks as well, and that's what they're doing. Saudi Arabia with the rotation. Instant flicker.
Instant flicker.
Wow.
She just saw Livin and just like, nope,
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with this.
She knows of the threat of the Crimson Beacon. There's also another flicker to follow through, and then a AOG. So if you get caught first, it'll be very dicey to flicker out. So might as well, if you're going to burn the flicker, burn it instantly.
Do it preemptively, you know, at this point. And, well, now you also have the Heart Guard in consideration from Yule. So even if she gets caught a little bit, at least you can rely on that. Kana still doing a pretty good job at rotating around. Whoa, Spear just being lobbed out there. Thought there'd be a fight. There's a jump, though, after the Guardian on space loves us. Kana will be there to help out. Not sure. They're going to be dragged a little bit from this Livin, really trying to proc that, but won't be able to. So nothing just yet up top. Kana going to jump back in. Slowly is there. Won't utilize that Frigid Glacier, so no one going down.
Great disengage there from Uzbekistan. It really looked like with the AOG, it was going to be over for Space Loves Us, who had already committed the flicker very early in the previous gank attempt. But again, because Kana was there, she was just able to stun Pink before she got the taunt down. It became a really good fight because they're the ones who lost out on the resources. No AOG, no Revitalize. Uzbekistan have control. They're Rafa.
Rafa also dealing with it. She's just trying to get her orange buff. She's forced off of it, and this could actually give that window of opportunity now for this turtle. And Nada doing the same thing as we expect with the Phobius dragged away over, but hey, she still has the Infernal Pursuit, so she's going to deal with it. Tanking multiple, she actually flickers forward, has a Heart Guard too under the turret. Will go down, but the objective is secured. Second turtle of the game for Uzbekistan.
Okay, 2 turtles versus 2 kills, and the 2 kills are on Rafa. So technically, Rafa hasn't really been shut down just yet, but Uzbekistan are slowly but surely getting a power spike, where again, in the team fights where they're going to have to clump up, it'll be very, very dicey for Saudi Arabia with the CC2. They're going to have to find these fights a bit more spread out. They can't go for a pure 5v5 clumped up composition against Uzbekistan's front to back. They have a lot of sustain, so many displacements, and crazy CC with the Aurora. So we'll see if Saudi Arabia can actually win the pick, because as of right now, very risky, even diving into the Clint. Angela, Aurora, there's so much CC to stop you. And that's why Rafa hasn't really been able to find kills the traditional way. Aside from the first Angela kill, right? Because it was kind of overextended in the mid lane a bit. After that, it was just kind of like looking for scraps. Not overextending a bit. It's always through the early stage from Uzbekistan, but it's not the normal thing that we're seeing, right? Like side lane control, kill, side lane kill.
Here she is, there's a kill, you know. But at this point, I would say Rafa's doing a relatively good job. At least, you know, she's managed to get those kills in the unusual way, but it keeps her in the game because that's what has to happen. Her and Kana basically need to be matched up. It's just a little bit easier for Kana to go ahead, rotate where she needs to be, and then rely on the team to help set things up. Whereas, of course, Rafa, it's a little bit different that time. So this is where, again, okay, looks like she's going to go top. Has the damage. Space Loves Us, though. Won't be able to escape. The cables come through. Rafa picks up the 3rd kill, and that's what I was saying. You know, at some point, she is going to have that damage profile that's threat enough to just go and appear in a lane, get a kill, and then get out.
Definitely. And, I mean, if I personally am taking a look at the items drop, we're back to mid lane now. We've finally seen the traditional Fanny looking for kills in the side lane, and for Space Loves Us, I just don't see the respect here at all from Space Loves Us. It's a tough boot too. So more respect towards the CC. Lunar picking up the turret down below. There's no defense whatsoever for Space Loves Us, and this might literally be a mistake that gives Saudi Arabia a massive advantage.
Again, they're going to force the fight. Looking for the objective here. Demonic force to utilize it, and then they get the turtle. Rafa is able to get it. Now the fight's going to break out. Hardguard already used. Frigid Glacier won't land on members they're looking for. She's in trouble as Lyric's going to fall, and now with everything else thrown out the window and out falls. Spirit Destruction does get used and followed up. Lunar trying to fire her off with it. Living's still there too, and she's going to back off. A trade across the board, really.
Very tough fight there for both these teams, but like I mentioned, even though they kind of failed to get in the turtle here, Uzbekistan, you saw exactly how strong their composition is in a pure 5v5 where the front to back actually works. It's so hard for Rafa to dive deep. There's so much damage coming her way, and maybe that's the reason Space Loves Us hasn't gone for defense. She just wants to play with the team and go full glass cannon. You walk up, one of us dies.
At that point too, you know, she's got to get up on this gold. She's, what, 1,000 gold or a little bit more behind, you know, Lunar, and we saw Lunar even show up for that fight. It would have been better if she was able to get there a little bit sooner, but I think at the same time, you were also able to avoid some of that initial setup. She's going to go ahead and throw the spear once again. Conceal going to be used. Pink charging the Unbreakable up, looking for Slowly. She's still got the passive. Ooh, will get the flicker out. There's the Avatar of the Guardian. They jump in. They want Slowly here. Passive still going to pop off, looking for the cleanup kill. Space Loves Us, though, has the flicker defensively, too, and now Lunar trying to run away from Hinata. How's the rest of the team still with her? Pink taking a couple shots. Space Loves Us doesn't have the damage she's looking for just yet, but still, with the Infernal Pursuit, Hinata giving the call under the turret. They might just go ahead and secure the turret here.
Oh,
Jumping in, trying to keep the turret alive. Trying to pop out the damage on Hinata. Hinata one hit away.
Wait.
Does she stay alive through it? Whoa, she almost got Rafa in the exchange, but finally Hinata goes down.
man, what a drawn-out team fight. Uzbekistan, I would say even though they kind of lost the team by Lyrics, wants to go in. Curtain call.
Lunar goes in with Spirit of Destruction, able to find two into the Spear of Misery, and now you lay in trouble. Here's Pink, comes in, double kill for Lunar.
Now it's a big goal lead, 2,000 almost for Saudi Arabia. For Uzbekistan again, that overextending is really, really killing them. Winning out in a few of these skirmishes, getting the prio trades, but in the end, falling flat as they kept on trying to get more. Rafa, 4-0-2. This is a very, very scary Fanny at the moment in the 9th minute of the game. The first few fights, maybe they were able to outplay Rafa, but now it's getting very, very difficult.
Oh, another jumped in, was trying to go in for the steal now. Has to rely on the team. Hard Dart going to be used as well, but it's just too much damage coming through as Hinata falls a double for Rafa. She's looking for more possibly. Count on the run. Frigid Glacier able to stop them in their tracks. Pink running it through. Slowly finally goes down. And now Rafa with the rest of the team full health. We'll be looking for Space Loves Us. Rafa takes a couple shots. Kana there too. Still Lord in the mid lane. They're going to be working for it. Kana trying to hold it down with Space Loves Us, but they want the tier 2 taken down. They still have the Holy Shields. They should be able to clear this out. But they lost so much in that fight.
Yeah, they lost so much, man. A few of those kills again, Rafa is the one who picks it up. So snowballing is going to be even deadlier at this point of the game. And Uzbekistan, I like the fact that Saudi Arabia respected that, right? They saw the Clint and also Suya was still available. Space Loves Us and Kana were still alive. And they know how much damage they can do with that kind of defense with the range that they have. It's the GDS second item noted towards, I believe, Melvin Lord should be, but AOG.
AOG not going to find a connection from Pink, but she goes in with the Unbreakable Taunt. Right, finds Slowly. Even with the Frigid Glacier, and Hinata's gone too. Hard Guard on Space Loves Us, but she doesn't want to go into that fight. 4 bodies there, waiting for Kana. Space Loves Us backs off, clears the wave, and another Holy Shield being popped here on the top side.
There's no damage that we can deal towards Saudi Arabia at this point in the game. I think Pink and Lyrics are just too beefy of front lines, and really, when we take a look at CC, that's not supposed to be the case. CC is a squishy fighter in the XP. She's not the type to actually be able to soak in all that damage, at least without Vengeance, right? You add a Vengeance, it's cool. You can soak in damage. The fact that she doesn't need Vengeance, hasn't needed Vengeance in the last few fights, is just, so tough for Uzbekistan now. What do they have to wait for at this point, right? I'm looking at the item power spikes. It's actually a Berserker's Fury that Space Loves Us is on the way to. And I don't think that's going to be the answer for all the defenses that Saudi Arabia have. I think they need a bit more penetration. Currently, none of them have it. It's a 100 strike, 100 strike for Kana. That's the only penetration tool that they have. Even for the Magic side, going on, nothing else. There's no Divine Glaive built
up last, and they knew they were up against a Fanny. if you're not able to catch that Fanny at all, she's just got kind of a free lane to just kind of zip in, zip out, and do enough damage where then you have enough follow-up from Lunar.
It's just too much follow-up at this point of the game. They have so much side lane pressure as well. This is why the Moskov, at the end of the day, when it comes to late game, mid to late, you're just so scared, right? Because on top of having a Fanny, by the way, so they
I
have
was
two
gonna say, yeah.
members, 2 heroes. They can constantly just slow push bottom lane, and that's exactly what they're doing. Rafa slow pushing bottom lane onto Fanny, rotating to the Lord. And Kana's just not able to walk up. That's a free Lord over to Saudi Arabia. Great macro game here. Slow pushing, and this time, I don't know, Uzbekistan. Let's talk about their clear. If it's just Hina, Space Loves Us, I don't think they're going to be able to clear out the Lord, right? I think at least they're going to lose a base turret. That's minimum. 1 base turret. Maximum, this could be possibly an ankle. Knowing that Saudi Arabia have so many sieging power, so much sieging power, so much zoning power as well inside of the base. All they need to care about right now is, oh, that's a
Look at that defensive item.
Wow. Respect over. Oh, you can see Lunar's damage too, man. Just piercing good minions onto Hinata.
That's actually enough, though, because if you think about it, right, you get that passive, that technically that debuff
Malefic
towards
Gun.
the physical damage of Uzbekistan. Yep, Malefic Gun, also the wings picked up here by Livin. They are ready to end this game, I feel like, with these power spikes. Mid turret is going to already be taken care of. You can see the Heart Guard hovering over Space Loves Us. You're going to have to clear out the Lord. It's already going to be used. Space is already at half health. They jump on in. They're still working for it. Afterheart Guardian won't connect, so Pink misses that one. Lord finally goes down. There's the Spear Destruction. Multiple members able to get targeted down, and the base is just going to be worked on as Saudi Arabia will just decisively take the game. They don't care about the team fight. They care about the point as they end the game with that decisive team fight.
On the dot, 14 minutes of game time. Saudi Arabia decides to just take it with the first enhanced Lord of the game. Clean game from